All right, Karan, so trust is typically a thing that the Spurs are great with in their organization, but somehow, some way, with their relationship with Kawhi Leonard, that went astray. What happened with the Spurs and Kawhi that we have this situation now that every day there's a different report of their relationship being broken?
Well, you talked about trust, and the things that jumped out off the screen at me was just the simple fact that, first of all, he was misdiagnosed. And that's a scary situation when you're a player because, that the doctor usually have the first obligation to the organization. And you would hope that it would be to the patient, but it's not normally that way. And then he seeked a second opinion. However, going through that process, trying to get healthy, trying to make himself available for the organization and the team, being the best version that he possibly can be. And then you have players speaking out about the injury, about it's not as bad as they say it is or he say it is and he should be out there playing. That's another slap in the face. And it's like, okay, I was trying to move forward. Now we regressed again. And it's like you're disturbing the momentum of anything with us having a happy ending.
Are the Spurs playing this too hard, trying to wait for the perfect trade? Because there are reports that the Lakers are offering so much to San Antonio. Are they going to get a better deal than they're getting from the Lakers?
They have the right carrot in Kawhi Leonard. We're talking about him. He's the hottest thing on the market right now. He's the carrot, and he's a finals MVP. He's a champion, one of the best two-way players in all of basketball. And when healthy, he's one of the top 5, 6 players out there in land. So you have to be patient and not jump the gun. And I think that any team is going to put together a very, very wealthy, qualified package to try to get him.
Well, the Lakers, again, the team that Kawhi said, hey, that's where I'm trying to go. Magic Johnson trying to make it happen. But let's say it doesn't happen. And you look at the Lakers' current roster, and the same thing I asked Sam, do they have enough shooters? I mean, their top 4 shooters are their young guys, and Josh Hart, and Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I mean, Brandon Ingram, these are their best percentage-wise shooters from the outside right now.
Well, they don't have enough shooters on the roster right now as assembled, but these guys have to grow up at a rapid pace, and looking forward to the next season for their growth, going through these adversity and trials and tribulations. Now you add LeBron to the fold. That becomes now. You have to be ready now for the moment. And I think KCP is a guy that's streaky. He can make shots. I think Alonzo Ball is much better. I think Josh Hart is a seasoned guy that understands the pace of the game and can make adjustments and can play off LeBron extremely well. Kyle Kuzma is the guy I think that will benefit the most playing with a guy like LeBron James.
Yeah, you mentioned Josh Hart, 38% from three-point range last year. So playing with LeBron James, clearly that might be a good combination and for Josh to have a great season. Okay, let's play Predict the Future, and we're going to say this is the Lakers roster to start next season. How many games do they win?
Anywhere from 46 to 52. And I say LeBron is a plus 13 to 15 immediate change on the roster. And however, as I say that, I also would like to say this. He's the MVP of next season. Just because there's going to be instant impact, they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to be somewhere between the 6th and the 8th seed in the Western Conference.
So in his 16th year in his career, when it seemed as if that MVP window closed, you're saying LeBron James is going to win it?
Because he's going to be the difference. He's going to be the headline in the story of the NBA all season long. Obviously, everybody look at the Golden State Warriors is stacked. And in the Western Conference, it's going to be, intriguing to watch them and DeMarcus Cousins getting healthy and inserting himself into that lineup, being the third splash brother, as they call him. But at the same time, everybody's eyes is going to be on the Los Angeles Lakers again. Showtime is definitely back with LeBron in the 16th season. So many questions about can he lead, and I think he's going to answer all those questions by getting them to the playoffs.
How many points a game is he going to average?
Over 25. I would say 25-plus points. I would say 6+ rebounds, and obviously 5.5 to 6 assists a game. And you're going to see him out there available for more than 66 games this season.
Now, when you say those numbers, they sound great to me. But those are down from last season. He averaged 9 assists a game last year, career high there, career high in rebounds at over 8 a game. Actually, it's 8.6 the last 2 years. So you're saying his numbers are going to go down, but he's going to win the MVP. That's just is it a perception thing?
Yeah, I think it really is because, you know, you're held to a high standard when you're LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers dominating the Eastern Conference for so many years. But the Lakers, they haven't been to the playoffs since Kobe Achilles injury, since Dwight Howard was wearing the uniform. And now you get the reemergence of LeBron James with a different team, 16th season, amazing storylines, MVP.
Well, it's going to take us a while, a few months until the season starts for the Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, Los Angeles Sparks on the court against the Minnesota Lynx.
Candace!
Hey, you remember Minnesota has won 3 of the last 5 WNBA championships. So, you know, they're pretty good. They go inside. Sylvia Fowles gets buckets easy. How about Rebecca Brunson? Outside. That's what happens when you go inside and try to double and triple team, Karan.
What happens when you got a wet ball, man? Catch and shoot.
Candace Parker, we know what she can do from outside, knocking it home and then working on the baseline.
Ooh.
That's just a nice touch.
The way she pulled back. Can't even take a picture. Quick release.
Minnesota ahead by 2 into the second quarter. Lynx pulling away. Maya Moore, 7 straight games with over 20 points. Looking to extend that to 8. And Sylvia Fowles inside that left hand. Just a thing of beauty. Danielle Robinson also working inside.
Good basketball right there.
History for Rebecca Brunson. Gets her 3,317th rebound. Becomes the all-time rebound leader in WNBA history.
We clapping in here.
We don't call that a game ball. We call that an all-time ball.
In the kiss.
The Lynx win 83-72. Looks like Maya Moore only with 8 points, 2 for 13 from the field. So that streak of 7 straight games scoring over 20 points comes to an end. But when you win, it all feels good.
That's all that matters. And she's from UConn. Bleed blue. Next game, watch out.
So there was also some Summer League action. Lottery pick watch. Grayson Allen and Trae Young going after it.
Did he triple?
Didn't trip. He's not tripping tonight.
In the NBA, one of the best two-way players in the league.
Paul George is an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season.
Oh, Paul George making a statement early. Oh, the sleight of hand. Masterfully done by George.
George measuring. George scores. The three takes it all the way downtown and says, good night.
He told me all I want to do at the end of the day is win, and win at a high level.
George. O'Neal goes down. George.
Oh, he's not human.
That's what it's called, being physical with the basketball, folks.
Oklahoma City makes a large statement.
If y'all didn't quite get it, let me say it again, I'm here to stay.
This is why you have to try. You have to try because you don't get a chance to get a player this good that often.
This is the team, if they could get it together and add another piece and get things going, they could be the 3rd best team in the Western Conference.
Okay, 5, make it thing. George, miracle shot. George, no step back three. He got it.
A year ago, nobody gave Oklahoma City any chance of keeping Paul George. None, 0. And he is now committing to stay there because they did all the right things to try and keep him there.
All right, it's time now for Karan's Power Poll. Looking out west, no surprise who the first 2 teams on this list are. So who's your top 2 teams in the West? That seems like an easy one.
So my top 2 teams in the Western Conference, I would have to say the Golden State Warriors. And then the second team would still be the Houston Rockets.
Okay. No explanation needed. I think if you watched the NBA last season, if you watched the Western Conference Finals, Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, maybe the Rockets win that series. So go from there. Who's the 3rd best team in the West? Seems wide open.
So the 3rd best team in the Western Conference, I say this season, if healthy, Jimmy Butler and those guys find a way to keep it together, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves in 3.
Ahead of the Portland Trailblazers.
That's pretty much everybody else. I have the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 3rd spot. They was in the 4th spot when Jimmy Butler went down, Tibbs said it. Look, it was a devastating loss to have him missing. They lost a lot of momentum in the course of the season. So with him being healthy coming into the season, I got them in the 3rd spot.
Who you got 4th?
4th spot, I have OKC. I really do feel like those guys are going to mesh well together. I think Russell is going to play even harder and more efficient and better. Paul George is going to be better because, look, he found the situation that he fits, and he's playing extremely well. I think he's going to excel in that position.
So that leads us to number 5.
The 5
It seems
spot.
hard for you, the 5th spot.
Yeah, it does. But look, I think the Lakers is going to be really good. I got the Lakers at the 5 spot. I think LeBron James is going to, really excel in that space. I think they're going to be a plus 13 to 15 team, just so much better this season. And I think he's going to get the MVP just because they're going to make the playoffs.
So your last 3 playoff teams, put them in order for me.
They can go anywhere. I think Utah is going to be really good. I think they're going to piggyback off the season that they just had. Not as good as before because, a lot of expectations, but I think guys are going to defend Donovan a little different. In the pick and roll situation, you're going to see a different coverages and things like that. But the system is really good. So they're still going to be a playoff team. They're going to be right there at the 5th or the 6th.
No New Orleans Pelicans?
I do not have that. I think Rondo, people don't underestimate how good Rajon Rondo was for that team, in the locker room, on the court, just being a guy that put guys in their positions. Lose DeMarcus Cousins to the injury, never missed a beat. Put Holiday at the 2-guard position. Look, you're a scorer. You don't have to worry about distributing the ball as much no more. I got this. Anthony Davis, go to the basket. You're open. I'll find you.
Excellent point. Let's head to the East now where the King, he's gone. So certainly this is a wide open conference. This is not necessarily the order, so you put it in order. I got to ask you there, who's first?
Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Hands down, Boston Celtics. I think Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, those guys being back healthy, the Celtics is number 1 in the Eastern Conference this upcoming season.
We're going to leave whatever offseason issues they might be having right now alone because of speculation. Who's second?
It varies. Like, it can go either the Philadelphia 76ers or the Toronto Raptors, but I'm going to say, they're familiar with one another. I think they're going to be great. So I'm going to stick with the Toronto Raptors at the number 2 spot.
Losing Dwayne Casey,
that was
Coach
tough.
of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
Is that too big of a loss?
That was a huge loss. But sometimes what happens when, a fresh, different change, a new voice in the locker room, whatever the case it may be, I did not like that coaching change. I did not think that was his fault, but look, they moved forward, and it is what it is.
What about the team that got Dwayne Casey?
I think they're going to definitely be in the playoffs, and you see me having them at the bottom end, the lower end, somewhere 6 through 8.
But they're on this board.
But they're definitely in it. The scary team to watch out for is the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they're going to be extremely good. I think Giannis, he's speaking out, saying that, look, I want to be a champion in Milwaukee. I want to do all these things. I think he's going to, open some eyes.
Not going to get an argument from the president of the Giannis fan club and one of his former teammates in Caron Butler. So it's interesting to see your breakdown. Caron's power poll looking great for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. The W in our show does not stand for Wu-Tang. Highlights from the WNBA coming up next.
Wu-Tang forever!